Royal Television. We inspire.
Orúkọ mi ni Chief Mrs. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo, yèyé ọba Owu-isin. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìlú Owu-isin lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin lọ́mọdé lágbà ní gbogbo àgbáyé níbi tẹ́ ẹ wà wípé ẹ kú gbà òde òní. Olówó dúró tì yẹn ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe o, ẹ kéré oko délé ẹ ní gbé sájò. Gbogbo wa bí òde ti le tó yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́lúwa ti sọ wípé Jerúsálẹ́mù ti wà ní ìlú Òwù. Mo gbà yín nímọ̀ràn wípé ẹ jẹ́ ká wá sí ìlú Òwù, ká wá tún ìlú Òwù ṣe, ká ṣe rere. Ìṣọ̀kan ló lè mú ìlú dàgbà. Mo ń gba gbogbo yín nímọ̀ràn wípé ẹ jẹ́ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan, àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin àtọmọdé àtàgbà nínú ìlú Òwù. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a fi ìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan kí ìlú Òwù kí ó bá lè tẹ̀síwájú. Olúwa ó ràn gbogbo yín lọ́wọ́ o. Àwọn ọmọ wọn ó ṣoríire o. Wọ́n ó wá sílé láyọ̀, wọ́n ó sì rílé káyọ̀ wọ̀ o. Wọn ò ní gbé sájò o. Wọ́n ó mọ tẹ̀síwájú nínú iṣẹ́ wọn. Mo wá ń gba àwọn ọmọ ìsìn nímọ̀ràn, ẹ̀yin obìnrin, ọkùnrin, ọmọdé, àgbà, wípé kẹ́yẹ́ ká ṣera wa lọ́kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí òṣùṣù ọwọ̀. Òṣùṣù ọwọ̀ ńlá lè fi gbálẹ̀ mọ́. Torí náà gbogbo àwọn àsìn ní eré Owu-isin, ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ká ṣera wa lọ́kan, kí inú wa kó mọ dùn papọ̀, ká mọ̀ so gbogbo ṣọ̀kan, kí ojú ayé wa kó bá lè rojú ráyè. Olúwa ó ràn gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́, gbogbo àwọn agbóhùnà lápapọ̀. Olúwa ó dúró tì wá o. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ ìlú wa nù o. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ èdè abínibí wa nù. Eré àbítá àwọ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ ó tì wá lójú. Mo wá láti Ìgbómìnà, ẹ má jẹ́ ó tì wá lójú. Mo wá láti Ìsìn, ẹ má jẹ́ kó tì wá lójú. Mo wá láti ìlú Òwù, ẹ má jẹ́ ó tì wá lójú. Torí pé ilé làbọ̀ ìsinmi oko. Olúwa á ràn yín lọ́wọ́. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run alààyè pé bàbá tó bí mi ó jẹ́ ẹni tí ó ní òye tó sì mọ̀wé kọ mọ̀ọ́kà. Torí náà ó kọ statement, ó kọ gbogbo ẹlẹ̀ dáadáa. A bí mi ní ìlú Ìwó, Owu-isin local government area Ìwó ní August 19, 1933. Nígbà tó di 1941, girls school wà lóró àgọ́. Bàbá mi wá sọ wípé kí n lè ní education, wọ́n wá mú mi lọ sí Òrò Àgọ́ girls school. Nígbà tí wọ́n mú mi débẹ̀ báyìí, mo wá wo gbogbo àràǹdì ibẹ̀, mi ò rẹ́ni tí mo mọ̀. Mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ ẹsẹ̀ láàrin láti wó dóró àgọ́ o. Pàtà wá dọ̀n bàbá mi wá lọ nírọ̀lẹ́, mo wá tẹ̀lé wọn. Wọ́n ní ọmọ tí mo ti wó mú wá lónìí tí mi ò sì ní kankan tí mo ní mi ò ní dúró ni. Wọ́n ṣe tì so wọ́n láti gbé mi pọ̀n láti kájọ làdé Ìwó. A padà lọ́jọ́ yẹn, mo wá wà nílé lọ́dún yẹn. Gbà tó tún wá dọdún tó tẹ̀lé, fádà mi kàwé náà níṣẹ́, kì í ṣe pọ̀ jókòó sílé. Náà bá tún dá mi padà sóró àgọ́. Mo bá wà ń bẹ̀ títí a lu ọdún kan yẹn jálẹ̀. Gbà tí ọdún yẹn délẹ̀ tó wá di 1943, a wá ní skul ní Ìwó. Wọ́n wá ní kí ká máa lọ bẹ̀. Mo jẹ́ ara àwọn ọmọ àkọ́kọ́ tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ dá sí skul, primary school wà ní Ìwó. Àṣẹ bíi 3. So a wà níbẹ̀ títí. Inú mi dùn pé àwọn ọmọ mi wọn kì í ṣe ọmọ tó tààyàn lẹ́nu. Tí mo bá ní kán rí náà ni wọ́n rí. Gbogbo wọn ọ̀nà gbàgbọ́ náà la fẹsẹ̀ wọn lé. Àfẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn lé pé tó bá ti di ọjọ́ Sunday, ibi tí wọ́n ti ń kọ́ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ Sunday school, wọ́n ti múra wọn lọ lẹ́nà àṣẹ̀sìn. Ìlànà Ọlọ́run ibikíbi tí wọ́n sì wà wọn náà ń di ìjọ Ọlọ́run mú. Wọn ò kẹ̀rẹ̀ níbẹ̀. Tẹ́ mọ̀ pé ohunkóhun tá a bá ṣe oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni. Torí Ọlọ́run fún èmi ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti ní ìfẹ́ gbogbo èèyàn. Ẹni tó sì ṣe kábíyèsí mi ò jìnnà sí nínú àmọ̀ràn nínú ohun gbogbo. Òun náà ló pè mí, mo lé mi ò joyè o. Ó lóun fi dá mi lọ́lá ni. Ó lóun fi dá mi lọ́lá ni. Oore ọ̀fẹ́ lọ́lọ́run fún mi pé mo ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn èèyàn. Ẹni tó wá gbé mi lóore láàárọ̀ náà rí àpẹẹrẹ bí àwọn èèyàn ti ń lọ, bí wọ́n ti ń bọ̀, bí mo ti wọlé wọ́n rò pé bóyá mo lọ lú òyìnbó ni. tí wọ́n wọ́ lọ́dọ̀ mi Ọlọ́run ló kàn fún mi lórí ọ̀fẹ́ yìí ṣùgbọ́n tèmi ni mi ò bá yàn jà mi ò sì kórìíra ẹnikẹ́ni èmi ní ìfẹ́ láti darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn èèyàn orí ọ̀fẹ́ náà ni wọ́n rí tán fi táwọn obìnrin ìlú bá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tí wọn ò bá rí mi wọn ò ní ṣe mọ́ alẹ́ mi ò joyè ìlú. mo ń fi àsìkò yìí gba àwọn ọ̀dọ́ nímọ̀ràn pé ohunkóhun tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin kí wọ́n kọ́ láti ní ìtẹ́lọ́rùn kí wọ́n sì kọ́ láti ní ìtẹríba torí pé ìtẹríba ló ní ilé ayé. wọ́n ní ká mọ̀mọ́ wo aago alágo ṣiṣẹ́ ẹlòmíà sọ pé àjọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sẹ́ni ó ti ra mọ́tò èmi sì ra alùpùpù wọ́n wàá sáré ju agbára wọn lọ kí wọ́n mọ̀ ṣáájú agbára wọn lọ kí wọ́n dúró de àsìkò Ọlọ́run torí pé kò sẹ́ni tọ́lọ́run gbàgbé ó kàn lè yẹ ó lè pẹ́ díẹ̀ ni ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run ò gbàgbé wa káwọn ọ̀dọ́ lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin kan kọ́ láti ní ìtẹ́lọ́rùn kan sì kọ́ láti ní ìbágbépọ̀ pẹ̀lú aya tàbọ́kọ wọn kí wọ́n má finú tán ara wọn tán ṣùgbọ́n kẹ́níyàwó ní Sókótó kẹ́gbé ní Kàfàǹkì kò rọrùn.
I could remember her.
Very courageous.
A special gift from God.
She's gentle, so good to everyone.
She was fulfilled.
Very, very loving.
A wonderful woman.
And encouraging.
And energetic.
Peace settler.
She died serving God. And I'm happy she's my mother.
She's not just our mother, but mother of all.
And a senior indeed.
Duty, decency, reliability, honor, dignity, respect. These are all qualities that Mama, as she was fondly called by all and sundry, not only held in high esteem, but practiced every day during her time on earth. A life of selfless service and dedication. This is a testament of a life of excellence. The story of a matriarch, Chief Mrs. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo, the Yeye Oba of Owu-isin, born to the family of late Pa Samuel Ajide Adeoye and Mrs. Maria Awele Adeoye of Okeore Compound, Iwo, Inisi, local government of Kwara State, Nigeria, on August 19, 1933.
I've known Mama for 75 years now. We are the same father, the same mother. I was born when she was 10. So she was one of those people that mounted me on her back and carried me about that time. My father had only one wife. So we were all living under the same roof. And Mama happened to be the firstborn in the family.
She played the role of a sister in all forms. When I was to go to school, when I was in school, I could remember when we were at Iwo school and she was a teacher. I could remember the way she treated me. She insisted that I must study my books. And then when I was even in the secondary school, she used to encourage me from time to time, not to talk of when I finished school. Until she died, she was a counselor for me in all forms. And she acted like a mother for me.
Myself and my siblings were large enough, and so growing up we were first each other's friends, and we had many people who are also extended family who are staying with us. So we all called her Mama. There was no time I took her personal because she was like Mama to everybody. But as we grew up and understood what life is, I knew she was my biological mother. So she was my mom, and I called her Mama all through.
Mama was just a special mother, special in the sense that she surpassed all mothers. She was a woman who cared for the children, yet at the same time was trying to put us on a straight path. As a teacher, she was very strict, she was very religious, and she was very caring, not just for the children, but also for those who are living with us.
I grew up to know Mama to be accommodating. Because in our house that time, when we are growing up, you see a big bowl. They put big bowl on fire, just as if you are doing a ceremony every day. At any point, you will see like 20, 30 people eating.
We will only distinguish us, the children, from the rest by the way we look, or probably by the way some body languages. Otherwise, Mama had no distinction between the multitude of people staying with us in the family.
I don't think I could have had a better mother than my mother. She did all that we can to make us important people in life. She gave all the sacrifices that a woman could make for her own children and for her family in particular. I remember very well my grown-up days, and she says to me all the time, meaning that hard work is a cure against poverty, and that in all that you do, you should be honest, you should be forthright, you should be fair, and always pray to God. She taught me how to pray. She was very brave in her days, brave to the extent that she said things the way they are, and she will say to you, I have said my own. It's for you to go and think about it and reflect over it.
She was a very no-nonsense woman, and that was very clear. She would be very sarcastic in the way she would tell you the truth, but she would say it.
She's gentle, humble, and very cooperative. He used to give us many advice. I'm the third one to her, surviving one. When we come from school, she take care of us with our parents. Then she married to Mr. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo. We were in the marriage ceremony. We were too close. Up to the date, maybe 2 weeks to the time of her death, I was there.
I didn't get to know Mama till I was 5. That was when I got to know. I remembered someone coming to my primary school then. I was way young then. I got home. I think I should remember then. She gave me probably 5 naira. It was a whole lot of money then. Then I got home. Then I told my mom, hello mom. Someone came to visit me today, an old man and old woman. Then my mom was like, she was surprised. Then I was like, they will give me money. Then I showed my mom the money. To my surprise, they were my grandparents, me not knowing. Then it was Mama and Baba. Then that was the first experience I ever had, and it was a very memorable one.
Mama was a very dear mother-in-law. She loved all her children. She loved her husband. She was very loyal. She loved her daughters-in-law. We all came into the home, and we appreciated that much about her. She was very diligent in whatever she did. There was a routine to everything going on in the family, in the home, in terms of, from when we wake up in the morning, the chores that will be done, the meals, and at certain times when they were to be prepared. She was very steadfast about that.
We remember her for so many things: her love, her counseling, her advice, her courage, and she doesn't get annoyed too often. She's very quiet. She loves singing. She loves walking in the house. In fact, that one is great. I don't think I can do it. She will wake up in the morning as early as 5 o'clock. This woman started as a teacher. She then learned how to sew clothes. Then she joined trading. At the same time, even teaching. Then she bought an engine to grind pepper. So very early in the morning, she will wake up, she will do all her cooking. She will then go and start to grind pepper again for people around before she leaves for school. And as a wife of a headmaster, she and her husband must be the first to be in school.
Mama will not condone nonsense, and she expected you to do what is right every time. If you look at me, I'm not a very young person, but even at my age, until she passed on, I dare not do what is not good in the presence of Mama. I'll give you an example. If I tell her I'm arriving home at 6 p.m., I'm supposed to be home by 6 p.m. Anything from 6 p.m., she's calling you and asking you, where are you? And when I go home, I spent a lot of time with her in the last few years. And when I go home and it's 5, 6 o'clock, she will tell you it's too late to go out now. And if you tell a person like me that it's too late to go out now, and you have to obey. So that's my mom, disciplinarian.
She's not a mother-in-law to me. She's my mother. She cares for me. She supported me in every area. So I appreciate her.
If you are going from Okenigbe, you first of all get to Owu before you go to Owu. Each time we pass, maybe we just want to see our parents or we have a meeting at Owu. Before you come back, Mama will have heard of your passing by. And if you don't branch, she will call you before you get to Okenigbe. Each time you branch like this, there's no way Mama and Baba during their lives, they make sure they give you something. If there's nothing at all, they normally have fruits. They must look for something to give you. They will not say, what did you bring for me? Instead, they will say, please take for your children, take for your wife.
What I really love about Mama is her sincerity. And my little experience with her, I got to understand that in life, always live life with the consciousness that you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Mama was a very fearless woman in the sense that she was not hesitant to say the truth all the time. And that indeed had a lot of influence on us in the sense that saying the truth and facts as they are happens to be the tenet of most of Mama's children, especially myself, my younger brothers. I have grown up with that philosophy and that influence in my life. And at the eve of my 60th anniversary, I don't think that philosophy has influenced negatively my life, both in terms of career, public relations, and interactions with my family, and the way I'm trying to bring up my children as well. Mama's example, indeed, is an example to copy.
Mama encourages the children. Mama prays for us. And if you don't call Mama a day before no, Mama will call you. Pray for us, ask about all the siblings and even the grandchildren.
Words cannot express who Mama was. But I can tell you, Mama came, Mama saw, Mama fought, and Mama conquered.
Mama, Chief Mrs. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo's influence and impact spread and was felt beyond members of her immediate family to the community where she lived all her life. In the year 2009, Mama was installed as the Yoba of Owu-isin, which is an honorary chieftaincy title, an honor conferred upon her for various roles in the community. The title was conferred on her by His Royal Majesty, Olowu of Owu, Oba Dr. Gabriel Olateju Adewoye, JP, Anirilere III, the Olowu of Owu-isin, Kwara State, Nigeria.
I would rather say that I've known Mama before I was born. She had been my mother, my mentor, my teacher who taught me out in primary school. When I left primary school, when I was at home finally in 1985, when I was enthroned, she had been at my side. She took me as her own son. That was the major reason I've decided to even honor her with the title of Yeye Oba, which she had till the time she was called to glory. She was the Yeye Oba of Owu-isin. She doesn't regard us as the royal father, but she took us as our own children. I mean my own family, including my children, not only me. My children, my wife, my extended family.
She was at a point the chairman of the Tailoring Association in Owu and advocated for women empowering themselves through vocational trainings.
She was a very patriotic leader and very determined, always interested in the progress of his children and all the siblings and in the community of Owu. You know, she was from Iwo. She's married at Owu. She represented the family very well, to the extent that even the community honored her with a chieftaincy title of Yeye Oba of Owu.
It means that she wants everybody to be very productive and work. And I think I also know her to be somebody who is passionate about girl-child education. From history, I learned she was the first female person in her village, Iwo, in the local government, Kwara State, to have formal education. And that was an advantage. So she used to tell women when they complained about their husband not doing this, not doing that, she said, you got to work. You got to work because you have two hands, you have brain, and she had always worked all her life. So she was very industrious.
Whenever she comes to Ilorin for checkup, when she comes, I say, Mama, when you finish your checkup at Alolu, will you stay 2-3 days? She will, no, I'm not staying. Since I'm okay, why should I stay? Let me go back home. I will say, which home? She will say, Owu, that there is no place that is better than Owu to her. In fact, one day I was telling her, I said, have you even forgotten about Iwo? She said, I have not forgotten and I can't forget. But I have lived many years at Owu. I spent maybe under 30 years at Iwo. But now I spent over 50 years in Owu. So I love Owu.
One time we came home and Mama wasn't feeling very well. So when we were all returning, because we will all come en masse and return back to Lagos en masse. So the entire family were ready to go back, and her sons wanted to take her back with them to the treatment. But they started from discussing that with Mama before going to Baba, and blatantly Baba just refused that you can't take my wife without telling me first. So, you know, we ended up leaving Mama and we all went to Lagos because they did not start from approaching Baba to get Baba's permission that we are taking Mama for treatment. You know, so that is the kind of relationship that was between the two of them.
After our father died, we encouraged her to travel out of the village to go and be with any of the children outside of home. And she said, no, I will visit, but I will not reside anywhere else other than your father's house. Because your father in his days had said to me, according to her, that he never wanted his house to be empty. And so he did say that, how will your father feel where he's resting, that I've abandoned the house where I promised him I would live forever.
She had an unparalleled love for our father. Last year, their marriage will have been 62 years. On their marriage anniversary, which was they married on December 8, 1955, she told me she wished her husband were here so that she could cut the marriage cake again. And I was like, okay, that's all right. But thank God you have many people around you who could help you cut it. That is, again, very encouraging to especially the women in our community. She gave our father, who was her husband, extreme support. And when our father grew very old and he became incapacitated to some extent, she ensured that he goes to church with her every Sunday and wherever they must go. When our father died, she cried like a baby. She said, for no reason would she have wanted our father to go, even though our father was nearly 90.
The best way to attest to how you are proud and how you want to reflect your opinion about somebody or a situation is to say it live and in words. We are grateful to the Olowu of Owu-isin, Kabiyesi Oba Deborah Ajoke and Olori of Owu-isin, for whom they were and for supporting Mama, especially when she was descending the plateau of her life. And I'm saying it to the whole world that we are grateful to our family. We are proud of their legacy because in a way it is a reflection of the unity between them and the respect that they had for our late mother.
Wherever she's going is where other women will follow, both in the community and in the church. The Christian life she observed was very, very faithful with the Lord Almighty. Based on her faithfulness, she was elected, chosen to represent the entire Christian body, not only in Owu-isin, but in Owu-isin, which consists of some LCB. I refer to the churches under Ekwa Church in Owu axis. She represented the entire Omaran District Church Council of Ekwa. She represented the entire Ilorin District Church Council during her own time as a leader, a trustworthy leader that carries all other women in a subordinate along in everything she does.
Chief Mrs. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo, while on earth, strove towards living a good life for God. In turn, she left a legacy: strength in Christ Jesus her Savior, strength in family, and strength in character to all who knew her. Mama was honored with several awards during her lifetime from the churches she served, especially from Ekwa, where she worshipped throughout her life. She had been a member of the women choir and several Christian societies in the church.
Very prayerful woman. In fact, the prayer point she raises, you will see this is a woman that wasn't just interested in herself and the welfare of her family. She will start from praying for the women all over the world, women in need, different areas of needs of women.
At this last time that we had to stay together for about 4 weeks in the same house, when she came to Ilorin, I learned from her that in whatever situation somebody is, you have to move close to God. In fact, it was Mama that will wake me up and say, "Mama Ade, stand up. It's already 6 now. You are still sleeping. Come, let us pray. Let us read the Bible." And even in the evening again, me naturally, once it is 9 p.m., I will want to sleep. But Mama will listen to 9 p.m. news and do everything, then pray before she sleeps. So she will say, "You must not sleep until we pray. You should not sleep. We have to pray before we sleep."
She taught me as well that prayer is the key, and prayer is the master key to everything in life. To start the day with prayers, to end the day in prayers. And she did say to me that the Bible says that be olowo ti loro tongi osiberu Olorun. It means that as rich as the man was in the Bible, he had the fear of God. And so in whatever it is that we are in life, whatever it is that we have become in life, we need to continue to reference God. We need to continue to praise God. We need to continue to adore God. She was really a prayer warrior. She prayed so hard in her days. She prayed so hard. She prayed a lot. And I can say very clearly that God answered our prayers. The Lord answered our prayers, to the extent that I so believe in the efficacy of her prayers to God, to the extent that I could say prayers in her name and certain that I will get answers to those prayers.
I remember yesterday I was discussing with my son, and he said anytime grandma is always with us, we must learn one memory verse in a day, because at the evening devotion, Mama will ask them to recite one memory verse.
Around 2005, we are having the challenges in my family, which we are going through. We have been praying, but one day, Mama have to call me immediately after the family devotion. Funke, where are you? I said, I'm in this. I'm inside. What are you doing? I'm with my Bible, ma. We have just finished our family devotion, and Mama said, open to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, which all my children can recite offhand, which says, there is no temptation that come unto man that God is not aware of, but God is always faithful, that he will make a way even where there seems there's no way. Is the anchor scripture for my family.
This is just like Deborah in the Bible. She didn't like anything to touch us.
I could remember a common quote she used to say. She said, everything any man possesses or has in life is vanity upon vanity. But she used to say, what you only remain with you till the judgment day is what you eat. So Mama is not a materialistic person. She doesn't care. What she cares about is, okay, am I living well? Am I eating well? Am I living fine? And she cares more about, okay, how many persons am I able to impact part-time? So the consciousness itself actually gave me this selfless zeal that even in my heart, I live it to the consciousness that I don't want to live life without actually giving a maximum impact, which I learned from her. This I've never told anyone before. I learned that from her. She lived life selflessly. She's not a selfish person. She doesn't care. She doesn't discriminate. She doesn't look down on people.
There'll be too many things to remember about her. Like I said, irreplaceable, a wonderful woman, a special gift from God. And I'm happy she's my mother.
To me, she's supposed to be called Chief Asiwaju of Ajoke family.
I'm thankful that she was fulfilled. And I'm thankful that she died serving God. She died helping people. She died impacting on community. And she died preaching the good message of how to live under the fear of God.
Kọ́tà kan ní sọ́dọ̀ ní pé ká ṣàgbẹ́kẹ̀ wa lé Ọlọ́run, ká gbàgbọ́ ká sì máa gbàdúrà, gbogbo nǹkan ni ó yí padà sí dáadáa. Nàìjíríà ó dára, Kwara State náà a ó gbádùn rẹ̀. Bíbélì ní àwọn ọmọ kìnìún a máa ṣá aláìní, ebi a máa pa wọ́n, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Olúwa kò ní ṣá aláìní ohun tí ó dára. Tí òtá bá ti gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Olúwa kò sí wàhálà.
The world will long remember Chief Mrs. Deborah Ajoke Adebayo as the heir to a weighty legacy, a champion for those who had none, the matriarch of the Adebayo family, whose beauty, both internal and external, will never be extinguished from our minds.
Since June, things have changed in terms of adversary issue. Whom shall we meet? There are so many people in the surrounding. Few are to be followed, unlike Mama. So indirectly and directly, we are going to miss her greatly until the Lord provides another faithful woman who will act as a caring mother for the family.
My message to the community is that they should continue to cooperate that acceptance to any stranger in the community. They should build on it. And we junior sisters, junior brothers left behind, it's a challenge to us that we should also try our best to help others as she has done.
From all indications and results that we have seen so far, you can judge by yourself that these are the values of life which Mama has instilled on us. Whatever be the case, let us be friendly, let us be kind, let us try as much as possible to stand by the truth, to support people around us, be fearful of God, and indeed be humble.
Those of us left behind, whether we like it or not, we have no option more than to build on what things she has done very well. We have to improve on it till our time comes up.
We'll miss having, our calls, the prayers. I first of all learned Happy Sunday from Mama because she would call us every Sunday and the first thing she would tell you was Happy Sunday. Before that became a very common thing in Nigeria. Thank God that I had the opportunity to spend some time with her in December, January of this year. And we went into the room and she brought out all her medications and she was, showing them one by one and complaining about how they will say today eat this, tomorrow don't eat that, and but we thank God for that, and we will miss her very dearly. We'll miss everything about her.
Everything we have learned from her, I want people that are left behind to hold on to this, be prayerful, be truthful, be committed to whatever job you are given, assignment you are given, be straightforward, be kind, then be accommodating. Then of course I know that one day we will all leave this world to meet again when we part.
I wish everybody to act like Mrs. Adebayo.
After the death of our mommy of the home, There's nobody to give me anything. There's nobody to say, to challenge me. Why did you not beat me? You have missed something. But to the glory of God.
Mama lived a very glorious and a very elegant life, and up to the point of death, Mama did not waver to anything that was wrong in this world. Our prayer is that myself, my brothers, their respective family continue to follow this path until God says it's time for us to leave.
I pray that the Lord will grant her eternity. As she has left us behind, I pray that her impact will always live forever and will not disappoint her and disappoint God. So I say once again, Mama, good night, till we meet and part no more.